The National Wages Council is urging employers to give workers a one-off payment to help cope with the rising cost of living. That's the first time that the NWC has recommended it since 2011. One analyst says that firms that give workers such support could be viewed as being progressive employers. The one-time payment is among NWC's recommendations to push wages up. Clara Lee with this report.
The rising costs of living here have hit some Singaporeans hard. Core inflation, which excludes private transport and accommodation, hit a 14-year high of 5.5% in January and February this year. While it has trended down in the following months since, the country's central bank says it's not declaring victory yet. This comes after the Monetary Authority of Singapore projected a core inflation rate of 2.5 to 3.5% next year, after taking into account the hike in the goods and services tax. To make things worse, experts warn that escalating tensions in the Middle East could push energy prices up. Such inflationary pressures have prompted the National Wages Council to propose new guidelines. Among them is for employers to consider giving workers a one-off lump sum payment to offset the hikes in living costs. An association representing local employers welcomes the move. It adds that how much workers may receive will depend on how much firms can afford.
Normally, we don't give a very quantitative kind of thing because of the diversity, right, the different level of economic performance of the companies, right, and also the various aspects of things. So we don't really specifically put a number. Obviously, we put a guideline as to based on the company's own affordability in how they perform, and also in terms of the workers or the sector that they are in, to actually then implement some. So giving a fixed number may not be a very good way of moving this forward.
One analyst says a one-off payment benefits both employees and employers.
For those companies could actually afford it, the one-time lump sum payment goes a very long way, especially for the lower bound wage workers themselves. All right. But I think going forward, employees, the workforce here in Singapore, could actually see for themselves who are those organizations that are much more progressive.
The council also singled out full-time administrators and drivers to receive higher baseline salaries. Both groups were included in the occupational progressive wage model in March this year, in a bid to boost sustainable salary growth. About 52,000 of these workers can expect wage increments of up to 32% from next July. For all lower wage workers earning a gross monthly salary of up to $2,500, employers are encouraged to offer a built-in wage increase of at least $85 if the company is doing well. The labour movement says such recommendations are timely.
There's many on the ground has also been given very consistent feedback, about the cost of living pressure that the workers are facing. So this remain persistent despite of the economic growth. And at the same time, we also observe that inflation is also expected to be somewhat elevated for some time. And interest rates have also risen in response to a tighter monetary condition, making home and consumer loans more costly. So these are the factors that we have also taken into consideration.
The NWC also stressed the need for employers to adopt flexible wages, where variable payments reflect workers' contributions. The council also highlighted the importance of upskilling workers while redesigning jobs. These recommendations, which were accepted by the government, are set to kick in this December.